Hi guys, this is Pat from Delivering Health, and today I wanted to shoot a video about making sauerkraut for the first time. So some of you probably know, if you've watched my other videos, that I tried to make kombucha a couple weeks back. So far I've made 2 batches and it's been super easy and tastes great, and I'm definitely going to continue doing it. So I've kind of been playing around with the idea of making my own sauerkraut. Wasn't really planning on making it today, but noticed that in my fridge my wife had bought some shredded red cabbage, and then realized that I had this salt in the cupboard, and then just real quick looked for some containers. So this is what I'm going to ferment it in, which is just a little crock pot. I think that'll work pretty well. So I had everything I needed, and so I figured I'd just give it a shot. So I'm following a recipe I found online. Most of the recipes you start with an actual head of cabbage, so I don't have that. So this is going to be a little bit smaller batch, but I'm going to follow it pretty closely. So first thing that it says to do would be chop up the cabbage. This is already chopped, which is pretty nice. So I'm going to put that in the bowl here. And just like when you're fermenting kombucha or beer or wine, you want to make sure everything is very clean. So the bowls need to be very clean. Your measuring utensils, your hands, everything. You want it to be very clean. Next thing it says to do is take 2 tablespoons of salt. This is coarse kosher salt. So there's 1. And 2. Maybe a little bit over 2. Looks like a little more fell in. And then it says use your hands, and you want to massage the salt into the cabbage. So that's what I'm doing now. It says this usually takes 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll see you in a few minutes here. Okay, so I've been working the cabbage here with the salt on and off for about 10 minutes. Hopefully you can see there's a little brine in the bottom. So while I was doing that, I had a thought. I decided I'm going to put an apple in there because I like the sweetness that goes with the tart of the sauerkraut. So I did a little research and decided to put an apple in. This will also give me a little more finished sauerkraut, just because I was starting with such a small amount of cabbage that this batch is going to be tiny, so this will just give me a little bit more. So basically what I did, I couldn't find a way to grate this. I couldn't find a cheese grater, or I didn't want to take out this food processor. So I just peeled the apple and then sliced it up. So I'm going to add that in here. And I'm going to work that in with my hands. And according to the next recipe, or the next step in the recipe, is to put it in your fermentation container. So I'm going to clean my hands off here real quick. And we're going to pour the cabbage and apple mixture into the crock here. And you want to smash it into the bottom. The hope is that the brine that came out of the cabbage will cover the mixture in there. In my case, there's not quite enough brine. I mean, there's quite a bit now, but not enough to cover everything, and that's going to be key. So the recipe says you can take some water and add that. So the key here is to keep all the cabbage submerged under the brine or water. If it's not submerged, it's going to develop mold more easily. So hopefully you can see this. It's pretty well covered. And then you want to take something and put it on top. And this is going to help keep the cabbage under the water. So I'm going to put a little water in this bowl, which is just going to add a little bit of weight, which will hopefully hold everything down. Now you want to check this according to the recipe a few times a day if you can, but at least once. If it needs more water, feel free to add some water. And it says the first... Okay, so didn't realize my camera cut out there, but anyways, I'm going to throw this in the cupboard in a dark area for a couple of days, and I'll check back. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave it. This is my first time making sauerkraut, so any feedback would be great. If you like this video or any of my other videos, feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Take care.